Hi, and thanks for joining us for our class today. So today's class we're going to focus on flexibility and mobility of movements. So we're going to do lots of exercises that involve lots of lengthening movements as well as strengthening of our core and our glutes. So I hope you enjoy the class today. So we're going to start in standing and warm up and then come down into 4-point kneeling, then down onto our sides, then onto our backs and finishing off in sitting. So remember, always go to a level that suits you. Where possible, I'm going to show you some different options for the exercises because most importantly, we want you to enjoy the class. Okay, so when you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to bring those toes apart and those heels apart. So those feet at that hip width distance. Just to start with, we're going to transfer that weight coming to the fronts of your toes and then back onto your heels. So just slowly forwards and back. Just finding that midpoint between those two movements. That weight's going nice and evenly down through your feet. Knees are soft, so not locked back. Hands up onto your pelvis, and very gently we're going to tilt that pelvis forward and tilting it back. So just gently tilting forwards and back, and then we're going to look to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that pelvis in that nice neutral position. That core's gently engaged, ribs are soft, collarbones nice and wide, and that neck long and lifted from there. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to start by just warming up through our feet with some toe walking. So we're just going to come up with one heel and switch around. So we're kind of giving our big toes a bit of a stretch as well. So if you have a bit of stiffness in those toes, it's good to give those a little bit of a stretch. Particularly runners out there, it's good to really get that joint moving as well. So we're just walking through here, keeping this pelvis nice and level, and I'm just moving through, raising the heel side to side. Good. Now keeping this pelvis level, see if we can go a little bit quicker. So increase that speed, raising that heel, still keeping the pelvis level, head nice and tall, well done. Good, and let's slow it back down again. Excellent, just coming up onto those toes. Lovely. And let's try again a little bit quicker. Keeping that pelvis level, moving through those feet, well done. And then slowing it down again, good. And then just coming back to that start position, excellent. Okay, so we're going to work through our balance a little bit more. We're going to raise our hands up to shoulder height. I want you to come up onto your toes again, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good, and again, floating up onto those toes. Bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good, and again. Now keep those knees going over those toes, that hip width distance apart. Don't let those knees knock in or come wider. We kind of keep that control as we lower down. Good. Up on those toes, controlling down and lowering down. Good. Keeping that core gently engaged. Now this time we're going to raise our hands up to the ceiling, up onto those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. And again, up with those arms, up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good, and again, up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good. Last few, just keeping that control, lowering through those legs, keep those knees over those toes, that hip width distance apart, and lower down. Good. Up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. One more time. Up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Very good. Okay, so let's bring those legs a little bit wider. So we're going to bring those toes out, heels out, and then toes out again. So in that sort of 45-degree angle. And I'm going to drop down from here into a little side plie. So we're going to reach over one side, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, back to that center. Stay here if you can. Reach over the other side, breath in. And as you breathe out, back to that center, and then we're going to raise up. Very good. Okay, breath in. As you breathe out, dropping down, reaching over. Breath in to hold. As you breathe out, back to that center. Very good. And again, reaching over, breath in. And as you breathe out, back to the center and coming back up. Lovely. And again, dropping down, reach over. Breath in here. As you breathe out, back to that center. And again, reaching over, back to the center and slowly raising up. Fantastic. Let's do one more time. So dropping down, reaching over, breath in here. As you breathe out, back to the center. Good. Reaching over, breath in to hold. As you breathe out, back to that center and then raising back up. Lovely. So let's bring those feet and heels back into that hip width distance. Now I'm going to come side on so you can see me a bit clearer. I'm going to show you two options here. Second is a little bit harder. So we're going to start by just raising our arms to shoulder height and at the same time raising our hip and lower back down. So we're flexing at the hip, lifting up and lowering down. Good. And again, lift up and lower, and again. Now either stay here at this level, if that feels enough, or if you can, we're going to lift up, reach forward, control back to that hip flexion, and lower back down. Good, okay, and again. So lift up, reaching away, extending the leg behind, and lower down. Good, and again, lift up, reaching away, extending through, folding back, and lower down. Good. Keeping that core engaged, that leg that you're standing on is working really hard to support you and balance you here. Good. Reaching back and lowering. Good. Last couple. Remember, you can just stay with that hip flexion if it feels too much to reach forward. One last time. Lift up, reaching away, folding back, and lower down. Well done. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. So we're going to start by just raising our hands and our hip. Good, so just flexing at that hip, no higher than that hip height. We're just lifting and lowering. Still keeping that core engaged. This leg you're standing on is working really hard to support you as well. Good. Now either staying here or we can raise up, reach forward, fold back and lower down. Good. Lift up, reaching forward, breathing in as you fold back. Good. Lifting up. Reach, breathing as we're going. Good. Lift up, breathe out as you reach forward, breathe in as you roll back. Good. Nice and controlled, keeping that core engaged. That leg you're standing on is really working hard as well to support you. Good. And reaching forwards and folding back. Well done. Last time. Reaching away and folding back here and relaxing those legs back down. Well done. Okay, so I'm going to stay at the end of my mat because I'm going to do a few roll downs from here. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck that chin down, just curling slowly, rolling down towards the floor. Take a breath at the end here, and as you breathe out, I want you to restack that spine, so slowly restacking back up into standing. Very good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Breath in at the end here. Then as you breathe out, gently restacking, slowly back up into standing. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands down. Just as far as comfortable, breath in here. Then as you breathe out, restacking slowly up into standing. Good. Now, coming to the end of the mat, we're going to walk down into our plank position here. So breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly, again, down towards the floor. Just soften your knees when you get to the end here. Breath in. As you breathe out, sink down that little bit further. And then we're going to walk our hands out into this plank position here. Good. So you're going to hold this, breath in. And then as you breathe out, we're going to add in some mountain climbs. So we're going to bring those knees up towards our chest. I want you to still breathe here. Just tucking those knees in. Good. Alternating sides. Well done. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Good. Bring those knees up and back. Very good. Last few. And one more each side. And then come back to that start. Breath in here to hold. And then as we breathe out, we're going to drop those knees down and come into 4-point kneeling to continue the class here. Okay, so we're going to continue here in this position. So having those hands underneath those shoulders, knees under those hips. If you need to, you can come up onto a fist, just make it easier on your wrists. Elbows should be soft, so the inside should be facing each other. We're just going to tuck that tailbone under gently and just engage that core, lifting that belly button up towards your spine. Very good. Okay, so let's going to do some rotations now. So we're going to do a few thread the needle movements. So with one arm, I'm going to tuck my arm through and under, looking around with my head, and then slowly coming back up. So as you breathe out, reaching away, breathing in as you come back up. Good, so breathing out. And breathing as you come back up. So reaching that arm through and away, just stretching through that shoulder slightly, rotating through that upper back, just as far as comfortable. And then back. Good. So just a nice stretch through that upper back. Good. Tucking through and under and lifting back up. Good. And again, tucking through and under and back. Well done. And we're going to do last few here. And just one more each side, tucking that arm through and under, looking with that head. And last time. And then coming back to that centre position. Well done. Okay, so still make sure those elbows are soft, elbow just tucked under gently here. Okay, so we're going to just combine in a sort of cat type movement with a leg stretch. So I want you to tuck your head under, and I'm going to bring one knee up towards my chest. So I'm flexing here, and then extend the leg away and extend that neck into that neutral. And I'm going to fold back again, and then reach away into that neutral. Good, and again, folding back and reaching away. Good, breathing as you fold back. Breathe out as you lengthen away. Good, breathing in, folding down and lengthening away. Good, and again, tucking under and folding away. So nice and control, keeping that core engaged, really controlling through that centre, tucking that head under, flexing and extending through. Good, tucking under and extending away. Lovely, last few. Reaching away, breathing out as you lengthen away, breathing in as you fold back. One more time. And then folding that leg back down. Very good. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. So we're going to tuck the head under, tucking that knee in, and then we're going to lengthen, reach away, neck long. Good, tucking under, reaching away, neck long, tucking under here, and reaching away, neck nice and long. Good. And reaching. Good, tucking under, flexing that spine, and extending, lengthening. Good. Breathing out as you lengthen away, breathing in as you're folding in. Good. And extending away. Very good. Keeping those elbows soft. That supporting leg is working hard as well. Tucking under and lengthening away. Well done. And lengthening away. Very good. Last few here, tucking under and lengthening away. Good. And lengthening out. Let's do one more. Tucking under and lengthening away. And then folding that leg back down. Well done, back to that start. Okay, so we're going to work these glutes a little bit more with our fire hydrant movement. So keeping those elbows soft, and we're going to just take one leg out to the side and folding back. Good, so it's not a huge movement. You can see that I'm just controlling, taking out to the side and folding back. Just working these glute muscles, this glute med, taking that leg out to the side and slowly controlling it back down. Well done. So opening out through that hip, folding back. Good. Well done. Breathing out and breathing in. So breathing out as I open out, breathe in as you fold back. Well done. But most importantly, just don't hold your breath. So keep going here, opening out, folding back. Good. And folding back. Well done. Excellent. Last few. Good. And let's do one last one. And fold back from there. Very good. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. So we're opening out through that hip and fold back. You can see it's not a huge movement. Don't try and get your leg moving too far. I'm keeping my back nice and flat, keeping that control. My core's engaged, opening out, folding back. Breathe out to open, breathe in to fold back. Good. And again, opening out and folding back. Good. Elbows staying soft, neck still long. Well done. Opening out and folding back. Very good. Last few. Very good, well done. And let's do one more. And fold back. Well done. Drop down, have a nice stretch out into this child pose. So just take a breath in As you breathe out, sink down into that stretch, just that a little bit further if you can, breath in. And as you breathe out, just sinking down, reach those fingertips away, drop that bottom down onto your heels as well. So breath in, and as you breathe out, just sinking down that little bit further from there. Well done. One more time, breath in, and as you breathe out, just relaxing down from there. Well done. Good. So let's walk our hands slowly back up, and we're going to come down onto our sides from here. Now if you've got a sort of block or a pillow or towel or something you can use, just place that under your head just to support our neck here. So I'm going to come down, just popping that down under my head, just lengthening from there. Okay, so in this position, make sure those hips are stacked on top of each other. That core is just gently engaged from here. We're going to bend those knees up so our feet and our hips are roughly in that line. And we're going to start with our clam. So feet together, we're going to lift up the top knee and lower back down. Really keeping those hips stacked, not letting them roll or rotate, because that's what we want to do to cheat a little bit. So really try and imagine you're against a wall so you can't roll back. Good. So lifting and lowering. Now you can either stay here, or if you can, we can follow me, lift those feet up, and we're going to lift and lower in this level 2. So keeping those hips stacked still, we're lifting up that top knee and lowering down. Well done. Lifting and lowering. Well done. Lift up and lower from here. Good. Still keeping that control, that core just gently engaged. Well done. Good. And let's do one more. Now if you can, we're going to raise that knee, keep it lifted, and we're going to stretch and tap that top leg for 8. So we go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to lower that knee back down, lower those feet down. And if you can, we're just going to do last few with those feet down, lifting and lowering that top knee. Well done. Good. Keeping that control, keeping those hips stacked. Good. And let's do one more time. And then lower that leg down. Well done. Drop that knee in front, give that muscle a little rub there. And we're going to stretch out through this lower leg. So while we're resting this top leg, let's lengthen the lower leg and do a few lifts and lower with that inner thigh. Good. So we're just lifting and lowering. Again, it's not a huge movement. Don't try and go too far. We're lifting and lowering through that lower leg. Good. Keeping those shoulders relaxed, that core still gently engaged as we're lifting and lowering from here. Well done. Good. And again, lift up and lower. Well done. Good. Still breathing in and out. Well done. Last few. Lifting and lowering. And one more time. And lower that leg down. Well done. Bring those knees up. Okay, so just drop that block or whatever you're using down onto the floor if it's not already there, and have your head at the front of it. We're going to have our arms out in front, and we're going to do our arm opening. This time we're going to imagine you've got a little piece of chalk in your fingers. I'm going to draw a big circle up and around above your head, and then coming around and back to that start. Good. So reaching above, drawing that circle, coming around and back. Well done. And again, drawing that circle, lifting around and above, and just follow around with your head, following the arm around, looking around, just rolling on that block and back. And again, reaching above, opening around, and then coming back. Good. And again, reaching over, drawing that circle above your head and coming back round. Lovely. And again, reaching above, opening around, and then coming back. Good. A few more here. Reaching around, opening out, round and back, and then back. Good. Good. And back. One more time. Reaching above, opening around, and coming back to that start. Well done. Okay, so let's come round onto the opposite side. Do the same again. So bring that block with you, whatever you're using. So come round onto the other side. So we're going to come down, just have that block just supporting my head from here. So knees are bent, those hips are stacked on top of each other. Just make sure your hips stay stacked throughout, not rolling back. Feet together, we're going to start with that clown. So we're going to lift up that top knee and lower back down. So keeping those hips stacked, we're lifting and lowering through that top knee. So this is where we're going to start. You can either stay here if that's comfortable, or if you can, we're going to raise those feet up to that level too, and we're lifting and lowering from here. So it's keeping those hips stacked as we lift and lower through that top leg. Well done. Still breathing in and out, don't hold your breath, lifting and lowering through that top leg. Well done. Make sure you're imagining you against that wall, you're not letting yourself roll back. Well done. Good. Now, if you can, on this next one, we're going to lift up, keep that knee lifted, and we're going to stretch and tap for 8. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lower that knee down, lower those feet down. If you can, we'll just do last few, lifting and lowering through that top knee again here. With those feet down, still keeping those hips stacked. Well done. Good. And one more. And then lower that leg down. Well done. Drop that leg in front. Give that muscle a little rub there. A little stretch out. So where we're stretching this top leg, we can lengthen that lower leg. And we're going to do some inner thigh lifts and lower. So just lifting and lowering through that inner thigh. Still keeping that upper body relaxed. That core is just gently engaged as we're lifting and lowering through that lower leg. Well done. Good. Lifting and lowering. Well done. Keeping that core engaged, keeping that control, so lifting and lowering. Good. Not holding your breath. Well done. A few more here. Just nice and controlled, not a big lift, remember. Good. And one more time. And lower that leg back down. Well done. So bend those knees back up again. And we're going to do our arm opening. So just drop that block down to the floor as before. Your head's at the front of it. Arms out in front. And we're going to imagine we've got that little piece of chalk between our fingers again. And we're going to reach our arm up and around, drawing that circle above our head. Then coming around and back to that start. And again, reaching over. Big circle around, following around with your head. And then back to that centre. And again, reaching above, coming around and back, following with that arm, and back again. Good. Opening above your head, looking around and back, and then back to that start. Well done. And again, reaching over, opening wide, coming around and back. Good. So drawing that circle above your head, just that little imaginary piece of chalk, and then back down. Good. Just do last few here. And again, lifting, opening around, and then back. Last time, reaching above your head, looking around, following with your head, and then back round. Very good. Okay, so let's just drop that block behind us. We're going to come round onto our backs now from here. So just coming down on your back, just have those feet that hip width distance apart, those knees bent up. Just to start with, we're going to tilt that pelvis forwards and back, just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements as we usually do. So that pelvis in a nice and neutral position. That core's gently engaged, ribs soft, collarbones nice and wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted from there. Okay, so we're going to float our hands up to the ceiling from here. We're going to do some arm scissors. So really think about when we do this, that connection between those ribs and the hip bone, making sure as we take our arms above your head, you're not letting those ribs flare. So it shouldn't be lifting from here. So really think about keeping the center the same. So we're going to bring one arm above your head and then folding it back. Breathing out and breathing in as you fold back. Now you're not necessarily trying to touch the floor behind you if you feel as far as you can go back before you're feeling any lifting. So taking that arm behind you, coming back. So just watching, make sure those ribs aren't flaring. We're keeping that distance, that connection between those ribs and those hip bones the same there. Good. Breathing out, breathing in. So just opening through that upper body, just really thinking about that connection between the upper body and the core, as well as when we work our legs. Good. Opening out and folding back. Good. Lovely. We'll just do a few more here. Alternating sides. Breathing out, reaching above, breathing in, folding back. Good. Last few here. And let's do one more each side. And then folding back and relaxing those arms back down from there. Very good. Okay, so we're going to go into a one leg stretch from here. So we're going to bring one leg up into single tabletop to begin with. Keeping that neutral position of the pelvis, we're going to reach the leg away, folding back and lower back down. Now opposite leg lifted. Lengthen the leg away, folding back and lower down. Good, so just staying here if that's comfortable, keeping that control as you lengthen the leg away. If that feels comfortable, we can come straight up into double tabletop. And from here, we're going to lengthen one leg, folding back, lengthening the opposite leg. Good. So reaching the leg away, alternating sides, breathing out as you lengthen away, breathing in as you fold back. Good. Breathing out and breathe in to fold back. Breathe out, breathe in to fold back. Good. And again, breathing out and breathe in to fold back. Keep going here. Lengthening the leg, folding back. Well done. So reaching that leg away. Make sure as you reach the leg, we're not losing that neutral pelvis. We're keeping that control. If you start to feel your back arching or your tummy's really doming, then just come back to that single leg. You can always mix and match through those levels. Good. Reaching away, folding back. Good. Reaching away, fold back. Very good. Now if you want an extra challenge for this last few, remember we can either stay here if that's comfortable, or if you can, we can just lift that head up, hand on one knee, and we're going to reach and switch legs a little bit faster. So we're reaching for 2 and out for 2. And breathing in and out. Very good. So if you can, we'll just do the last few here. Well done. If it feels too much with that head raised, you can always lower the head back down. Just pick what's comfortable. So working at a level that suits you. Good. Reaching away, breathing in and out. Well done. Last few. And out. Good. And out. One more breath in. And out. And back to that centre. Well done. Lower that head if it's lifted. I'm going to lower those legs back down one at a time. Very good. Let's bring those knees in, have a quick hug. And just stretch out through that back. Well done. So just bring those knees in towards your chest, just as far as you're comfortable. We're going to breathe in here. On that out breath, if you can, just relax down into that stretch. Well done. Breath in. And as you breathe out, just relaxing down into that stretch from there as well. Well done. Breath in. And as you breathe out, just relaxing down from there. Well done. So we're going to lower those legs back down one at a time, coming back to that start position. So feet and knees that hip width distance apart. Just to begin with, again, we're going to tilt that pelvis forwards and back, just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that pelvis in a nice neutral position. Cores engaged, ribs soft, collarbones wide. Now we're going to go into our bridge now, so make sure your feet aren't too far away from you, so just tucked up towards your bottom a little bit, just so we don't get cramp into our hamstrings. Arms relaxed down by your side, and we're going to take a breath in together. As you breathe out, tuck that pelvis under, lifting up that bottom into that bridge. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, walk that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Very good. Now, this next time, if you can, we're going to lift up into that bridge. If you want to, either stay here or we can stretch the leg, lower back down, opposite leg stretching, and then lowering back down from there. So if you want to, you can add that leg extension in. So lifting up, keeping that pelvis level, lengthening the leg. Don't let that bottom dip. That's what you're watching for as you lengthening through that leg and lowering back down. Well done. Now keep these bottoms working. So bottom muscles working as you lift up. Keep them engaged, helping to level your pelvis there. And then slowly keeping them working as you lower back down. Well done. Breath in again. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up. If you can, we can stretch a leg. And the other leg. And slowly walking that spine back down onto the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up, keeping that pelvis level, reaching away. And again. And then slowly walking that spine back down. Good, let's do a few more here. So tucking that pelvis under, lifting up, keeping that pelvis level if you can, reaching away, not letting that bottom dip. Good, and walking that spine back down. Well done. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up. Pelvis level, reaching away. And the opposite leg. And then slowly walking back down. Well done. Let's just do one last time. So tucking that pelvis under, use those bottom muscles, peeling that spine, really using that some mobility movement of the spine as well. Lengthening the leg, opposite leg, and then slowly walking back down to that start. Well done. Okay, so we're going to give our core a little bit of a challenge here with our abdominals with some cycling leg movement. So we're going to bring our legs either into single tabletop. Now if you want to just stick with one leg, we're going to move around in that circle cycling movement, and I can tell you to switch halfway, or if you can, we're going to come both legs up into that double tabletop. Make sure you don't hold your breath, and we're going to move our legs around in that cycling action. Make sure you get your ankles moving as well. So we're going to flex those ankles, point them down as you're working through. So either with one leg, and I'll tell you to switch in a minute, or with both legs here. Now keeping that core engaged. Well done, that tummy staying flat. And we're breathing in and out, just nice and gently here, moving through those legs. Good, well done. So we're climbing this hill, and we're not quite halfway yet, so keep going. So moving through those legs, really pulling through the air. So really kind of feeling like you're pulling against, working up that hill. Well done. So breathing in and out here, moving through that movement. Well done. Good. Climbing through. Well done. Now, if you're a single leg, let's switch legs. I'd say we're about halfway up this hill now. So switch legs there if you can. And we're moving through, breathing in and out, pulling through those legs. Well done. Keep breathing here, really moving through those ankles as well. So get those ankles moving as we're moving through, moving those legs through the air. Well done. Keep that core engaged, that tummy flat. Well done. We're not too far away from the top of that hill now. Keep going. Well done. Pulling through, breathing in and out. Well done, nearly there. Good, I can see the top. And one more, pulling through. Fantastic, well done, we've made it. And then lowering those legs back down one at a time. Let's bring those knees in, just have a quick hug there and stretch out. Well done, good. So breathing in here and out, just relaxing down from there, very good. So just lowering those legs down one at a time, back to that start. So keep those knees bent, arms just slightly out to the side of you or down by your side, it's up to you. We're going to stretch out through our spines. We're going to drop the knees over to one side, turn your head to the opposite side if you can. Use those toe muscles to bring those knees back up and over to that opposite side. So opening out through the spine, coming back up and over to that opposite side. So rotating side to side from here. Just opening out through the spine, looking around, coming back up and over to that opposite side. Good. So we're just rotating that spine here, side to side, opening out and coming back up and over to that opposite side. Well done. Looking round and back up. So just opening through out through that back, just enjoying that stretch. It's a nice movement to do. Well done. Dropping over, coming back up and over from here. Lovely. Last few. Lifting back up, dropping those knees over, turning that head and back up and over. Well done. Let's just do one more each side. Dropping those knees over, turning that head, coming back up and over to that other side. Well done. And then bringing those knees back up. Good. Okay, so we're going to stretch out through our bottom muscles now. So one foot onto the opposite knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. If you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you're comfortable, just to feel that stretch into that bottom muscle here. So we're going to breathe in and out here. On that out breath, if you can, just sinking down into that stretch just that little bit further if you can. So breath in. As you breathe out, just sinking down that little bit further if you can. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, dropping down that little further. If you want to increase the stretch slightly, you can just drop over to that side you're holding. You'll feel that increase a little bit more if you want to. So breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing down into that stretch. Well done. Breath in. And out, sinking down that little bit further. Well done. Breath in again here. And as you breathe out, just relaxing down into that stretch. Very good. Good. And relaxing down. Well done. And then we're just going to lower that leg back down. We'll do the same on the other side. So opposite leg, do the other knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. As before, if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable, and just holding this stretch again. So no tension in that upper body, just relaxing down into that stretch on that out breath if you can, sinking down that little bit further. Breath in. And as you breathe out, relaxing down into that stretch. If you want to increase it slightly, you can just rock over to that side you're holding. Just feel that stretch increase a bit more if you want to. Breath in and out, relaxing down into that stretch. Well done. Just breathing out into that stretch if you can. Just feel that stretch easing as you're holding it. Breathing in and out from there. Well done. Good. And relaxing down. Well done. And then coming back to that centre and lowering the legs back down. Okay, so let's stretch through the backs of our legs, so our hamstrings. So we're going to bring our knee up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to lengthen through the back of the leg. Toes pointing up to the ceiling, using your hand just to support that leg there. And we're going to hold this stretch. Just lengthening through the back of the leg, just using my hands just to support the leg there. Breathing in and out as we're holding it. And then we're going to change the stretch slightly and just point and flex through the ankle. Just adding that little bit of ankle movement in here. Pointing and flexing through that foot. Well done. Good. Pointing and flexing. Very good. And then pointing those toes again, holding that stretch. Well done. Good. And then bend the knee, lower back down. We'll do the same on the other side. So knee up to the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg, holding that stretch here, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Just lengthening through that leg here. Good. Just again holding this stretch. Then if you can, we're going to add that ankle movement in again. So toes pointing and flexing from here. Just gently changing that stretch slightly as we're pointing and flexing through the foot. Well done. Good. And then holding that stretch again, toes pointing up to the ceiling. Just breathing in and out here. Good. And then lowering that leg back down. Well done. Okay, so we're going to come back round and up into sitting from here. So just sitting on the mat. Just relaxing those shoulders there. We're just going to do our bow and arrow stretch here, just to stretch and cool down our upper body. So we're going to reach our hands forward. We're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to reach around, looking round and back, and then back to that centre. And again, reaching around, looking round and back, and back to that centre. So just opening out through that chest, just rotating through that upper spine, and back. Well done. Opening out, and back. Good. Last few here. Just coming round and back. And let's do one more each side. Reaching around and back. One more time. And back. Well done. And relax those arms back down. Relaxing those shoulders. Good. Now we're going to stretch out through our necks. So just want you to really feel like your shoulders just sinking down. So just relaxing those hands down to your knees. And we're going to just drop your chin down just stretching through the back of the neck here, just breathing in and out. Then if you can, we're just going to look our head round to that right knee and just feel that lengthening through the opposite side. Really focus on the out breath of just sinking that shoulder down. Breath in and out, sink those shoulders down. Well done. And then we're going to drop that chin back down to your chest again and then look to that left knee. And again, just on that out breath, really think about focusing on sinking that shoulder down and dropping down. So often we hold a lot of tension in these shoulders, so it's just really nice to feel that sinking down through those shoulders. Drop that chin back down to that centre and just slowly lift up through that neck. Well done. And then we're going to just rotate our head around this time, just looking over that shoulder. Again, keeping this opposite shoulder drop down, breathing out, sinking down. And then turning that head back to that centre, and then turning that head to the opposite side, really sinking this shoulder down again. Breath in and out. And then slowly rotating back to that centre. Well done. Then we're going to place one hand down. We're going to reach over into our mermaid stretch, just to stretch out through our sides. Breath in. And as you breathe out, back up and over. Well done. And reaching over. Lengthen through that side. Breath in. And as you breathe out, back to that centre. Well done. One more each side. Drop down, reach over, breath in. And as you breathe out, back to that centre. Well done. Reach over, breath in. And as you breathe out, back to that centre. Well done. Just relax those shoulders down. Fantastic. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the class today. Well done. And hopefully see you again next time.